There are a couple different things we could talk about from the Heat's win that just kind of happened against Indiana. Tyler Hero was kind of just pretty much steady the way he's been playing. Kyle Lowry had just a big game overall, but there is two guys that I think we should focus in on. Uh, One guy that broke through and one guy that basically broke out. So we'll start with the one that broke through, which is Duncan Robinson, the one everybody's kind of been waiting for. And I think the interesting thing about it isn't much about the shooting. We knew the shooting would come. At least I think most of us thought the shooting would eventually come, but it's what happens once the shooting comes. So just looking at a couple of things that would happen right here. Now we're in the first quarter. Duncan has three threes, I think, up to this point, and you're going to see what defenders do. This happened a couple of times when the shot was falling, but it's just when the shot wasn't falling. But you're going to see what happens when the shot is falling as he comes around and receives the ball. Defender flashes. He's completely out of the picture. Like, this is what Duncan was waiting to do coming into the season when we talked about what he was probably working on in the offseason. It was once you guys have guys flash out on the three, you have wide open lane. What can you do once you get there? And clearly he's added stuff to his bag once you get down here. But obviously, three not falling to start the season meant less frequency in this spot of the floor. Here he gets to the middle of the floor, goes up with the left on the 2-on-1 with UD, which is just a great decision to make. And obviously being able to do it against a big like that, against these drop teams, it's going to be interesting to see the different things he mixes in. I don't know if he has the pull-up jumper at this stage, but he definitely has the floater and he definitely has the ability to at least finish at the rim. The other thing, as we see right here, more dribbles just means he has more confidence. Like, as you saw in this game, he was playing so much more loose, so much more free, where I think toward the end of the first quarter, he threw a behind the back pass in the corner to Caleb. Like, those minor things are just big deals because it just shows the difference in his game, the flip that's being, the switch that's being flipped in that type of manner, that things are changing. As we see right here, he's just dribbling around. He gets two to the ball, which we see a lot, but always the decision to make it here that we've seen is either he gets stuck, he passes out. He actually keeps his dribble alive, which, like I said before, more dribbles just means more confidence. He keeps it going. He ends up finishing right around the rim at Miles Turner, one of the best shot blocking bigs in the game. That just screams confidence more than anything involving skill. Like, it's a layup. Yeah, he did what he did. He probably could have done that last season, but it's just overcoming that type of thing, that type of coverage when you have two to the ball, which is, if he continues to shoot the ball like this, he's going to have two to the ball almost any time he touches the ball, especially when you have Dwayne Dedman and PJ Tucker on the floor. As good as they were in this game as well, the offense is just not as worried about for defenses as a guy like Duncan Robinson. The last one, we can't talk about Duncan without showing the things he provides from beyond the arc. So as we see right here, he inbounds the ball to PJ. I think one of the interesting things about Duncan is he's probably one of the most underrated screeners just because he can get so many guys involved just when he pops out or slips it. Right here, he just sets a hard screen, gets Yurtseven open. He can't really hit the pass because Lamb kind of hits the passing lane. So obviously now he adjusts, he flies out, hammer screen from PJ. Duncan fades, just a really tough shot, and he makes it. Like, that's the Duncan Robinson we all know. That's the Duncan Robinson that we knew would come around eventually. But seeing the minor things happen before it, like, I think he's been doing this all season, but obviously when you finish off a play like this with these 3-point makes, these crazy shots, it just changes things. The other guy I want to talk about that I talked about breaking out was Omer Yurtseven. They were kind of mixing around the backup big early in this game. They went to UD for about 6 minutes. He didn't play for the rest. KZ was the case last game. But now Omer got to try, and late in this game, you saw the reason why he had so many chances in the summer league to look the way he did, because he has it in there. Early in this game, he did not look comfortable. He looked a little like shaken up, like he was not involved. Didn't really know where to be. The second half, that all kind of changed. Now we see right here, Kyle Lowry talked about trying to get him involved in his spots where he joked around about the one pass he made where Yurtseven got blocked. But a lot of these plays, he was feeding him right in the spot, and it's pretty simple roll for Yurtseven. As we see right here, talking about the roll, he just rolls to the basket. Kyle can hit him, and this is just pretty as simple as it gets, and it's just all day for Yurtseven if he just plays the simple role that he's going to be given, especially if they keep moving forward with these lengthy lineups that they can ultimately go to. Another one, he's very good in zone on both ways. Like, he did a pretty decent job defensively in the zone. He was just pretty active, just with his legs getting out, not getting defensive 3 seconds. He was forcing altered shots, a shot clock violation with a block. Like, he was doing a lot of good things on the zone defensively. The other thing he does a really good job of is finding the dead spots in a zone when defense is played against him. As you see right here, probably his best thing he can do is get to the middle of the floor, you just don't want to leave him open. Not that he can make the pass like we talked about with like a guy like Nikola Jokic, but he can make you pay just with his great touch. As you see right here, he gets the middle of the floor as there's two on Caleb Martin. He turns, he shoots it, and he makes it. It's simple once again, but Omer Yurtseven's game is simple. Even in the summer league, it was popping out for a three or rolling to the basket, and that's his game. That's always probably going to be his game, and that can be utilized in the games like this when you're without Bam over a long stretch, no Jimmy, no Markieff Morris. It feels like they can really trend towards using Omer a little bit more. The last one, as we talk about getting it to his spots, middle of the floor, nice little touch on the floater, on the one-handed floater. Once again, he buries it. So it's just seeing this type of stuff go on, it feels like it can be utilized. We'll see what happens defensively once they kind of trend where teams start making threes and they have to get out of the zone. What will happen? Can he survive in the drop for long periods of time? I'm not too sure about that, but I don't think they're looking at Omer as a long period of time kind of guy. It's just a short spurt, try to spark something, give Dedmon some extra time on the bench, which they did, a great job of tonight. So this was a big game. They had a lot of big things. They had Tyler be able to play well, Kyle able to play well. The current two ways or previous two ways all played well. But seeing Duncan break through and Omer break out seems like a pretty positive stretch as we head into this weird time without Bam Adebayo for the next